One blinding flash over Hiroshima. Just like that, the world stared into the abyss, realizing wars weren't just about winning or losing anymore. They could end civilization itself. In the smoldering ruins of 1945, the very same leaders who just spent 6 brutal years blasting cities apart had one summer, a frantic, desperate summer, to build something. Anything. Something that could stop history from repeating its most horrific chapter. Their answer: a brand new club called the United Nations, hammered together so fast it felt less like stately diplomacy and more like a last-minute, all-nighter group project with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. So let's talk about it. How did the UN go from a pipe dream to a scrappy first draft of a shaky piece? First off, to understand why the UN was born, you gotta know why its great-grandpappy, the League of Nations, bit the big one. Basically, the League was a noble experiment, the world's first global club created after World War I to prevent another massive brawl. But it failed, and it failed because of two big reasons. One, the League didn't have a strong central authority. It was basically a glorified suggestion box lacking the power to enforce its own rules. Two, the US didn't join. America's absence left the League toothless, unable to muster the collective security it needed to work. But then came World War II and a rude awakening. Those old-school European powers got steamrolled by new kids on the block, Japan, Italy, and Germany, and the world watched, horrified, as the League, toothless and isolated, failed to stop them. So when the US, the UK, the USSR, and China, the four victors who thankfully had a vested interest in not starting another world war, sat down in a place called Dumbarton Oaks to sketch out the blueprint for a new global club, everyone listened. Their idea was simple, if a bit ego-driven: we, the big powers, won't start wars, and if we do, we'll put ourselves in time out. In fact, we'll give ourselves veto power so no one can tell us what to do. Other countries, while initially salty about being shut out of the planning process, knew better than to question the victors. So the UN was born, thrown together in a frenzy of activity, meetings, debates, and compromises that would put any all-nighter to shame. The result: a hastily written charter outlining a new world order. On October 24, 1945, the UN officially kicked off in a ceremony at the San Francisco Opera House. The timing couldn't have been more fraught. The Pacific Theater was still ablaze and delegates to the conference slept 3 to a hotel room. They finalized the document amidst the echoes of distant bombs. In the end, the UN was a pragmatic solution to an existential crisis, a band-aid on a bullet wound, if you will. It was born of necessity, not perfection. But for now it held. It gave the world a chance, a fighting chance, to claw itself out of the abyss of war and into something resembling peace. Did the UN live up to its ideals? Well, that's a story for another time. For now, just remember, it was born from the ashes, a phoenix of hope in a world desperately clinging to the edge of a knife.